In this video, we're going to model a custom lighting family. So we're going to begin by going to a website where the lighting fixture is being represented, and we're going to get some dimensional data about it and save that information for use. So we found this lighting fixture here. It's called the Tirana floor lamp. This is kind of a preview image of what it would look like. It's by Henson Lighting. Just a nice custom lighting fixture, and when it comes to renderings and such, lighting is a lot of times what really makes the image. So what we're going to do is first off take this image and just save it so that I can use it as kind of a template for modeling the family. So what we're going to do here is take this image here. I'm just going to save the picture as, give it some kind of name, create maybe a bitmap from it, and give it a lighting name here. So let's just call this, I guess, let's just call this custom light. Alright, I'm just going to save this to a place where I know I can get to it from. So, before modeling the custom lighting family, we need to take note of some of the lighting information. Most importantly is how powerful the lamp is within the light. And looking at their website again, we can see here that we've got one 250 watt max halogen bulb that'll be basically placed within the lighting family. And from looking at the imaging, it's roughly halfway up the light. So we'll just go ahead and use that as our location when we go to model ours. And then also we look at the construction of the light itself here. It says metal frame covered by a stretched beige cotton knit shade. So it's just kind of important to keep in mind when we go through that. And it's set in a fixed vertical condition, set in a fixed vertical position. And it's one socket in shade controlled by a floor dimmer. So basically, we're just going to have one light source. And how we'll probably end up modeling this is using a series of revolutions, maybe with some minor extrusions on the bottom of some sort. So let's dig into this. So with Revit Architecture 2010 open, what we'll do now is go and create a new family from a family template. So we'll go into here under Families and say New. And what we're going to do is use the lighting fixture family template and just hit open here. When the lighting fixture template opens up, we come into our standard project environment. This is the family environment, but it looks much the same as the project environment within Revit Architecture. So we've got some general views here that come in automatically. We've got the floor plan view reference level, which is basically our top view. We've got the standard ceiling plan view reference level. We've got a 3D view, and then some of the elevations views, back, front, left, and right. Then we see that we have a lighting source that's constrained to the intersection of the two reference planes, which is basically going to be the insertion point of our family there. So what we're going to do now is going to switch over to our front view, and in the front view we can see that our lighting source is constrained to a vertical reference plane as well. I'm sorry, a horizontal reference plane, but we can drag that and move it around wherever we like. So what we'll do here is we'll go and bring in that image that we're going to use to kind of use as a template for loading in, or I'm sorry, creating our family from. So when we hit image here, we're going to get a warning box just saying that the imported image will not be invisible in projects, and that's totally fine. we're going to remove the image before we finish the family anyway. So we're going to go to the location that we saved our image to, just hit open, and we're going to bring this thing in here, and we can just place it roughly for the moment. And the first issue of concern is that we need to make sure that the image that we're going to use as our backdrop is sized appropriately. So what we'll do here is we'll select the image and then go to scale. And we can see that we've got some dimensions here, 22 inches by 74 3/4. So for accuracy purposes, we want to use the larger dimension. So it's basically, we can just pick a point here and say, try and grab this along the bottom of it, and then go here to the top. And so what we're doing is we're setting our first reference point. So we're going to hit this point here, and then we're going to basically resize this to be 74 3/4 inches. So unless you're a math genius, you might not know exactly what dimension that is. That's okay. So we'll just come in here and we'll say 74.75 inches. Now, if we were to say, for instance, come in here and draw a line, just a model line of some sort, just for reference temporarily. We'd see that it's 6'2 3/4, and if we were to do the calculations, we'd find out that that is indeed 74 3/4 inches. Okay, so with our image properly scaled, then what we can do is we can just go ahead and get rid of this line. And what we should now do is go ahead and get this thing placed generally correctly. So it's not critical, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and move our image from where the middle base point roughly is up to the intersection of our reference level plane, which is in this general area. Oops, I missed it slightly, so let's get this a little bit tighter. Maybe say around this general area to there. Snap that to the middle of this plane. So now we've got something that we can kind of use to draw our lighting family from. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to model the base of our lighting fixture here. So before I do that though, one thing I like to do is I like to pin my image into place. So we just select that object and then hit pin. Then we see that it's pinned in place. So now that if I accidentally grab this thing and go to move it or something, it'll basically say that we can't move the pinned element, which is what we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a revolve on the base of this. Now we don't have specific dimensions of how big this base is, but we can just kind of eyeball it. It's not really critical to what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here to the Create tab, go down to Solid, and do a revolve. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the boundary lines. So we're drawing basically what we're going to revolve. So we can just kind of sketch this thing out. And let's just say pick the center line, maybe come over a little ways, maybe come out to somewhere here. Come up, and we've got some kind of edge here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, maybe roughly halfway, and then maybe kind of just come in just a little bit, just so I can kind of get some kind of reveal there when I actually do this revolve. So, and then we'll just close our revolve up. And one thing I like to do is I like to go over to View, turn things to thin lines so I can kind of see a bit better with what I'm doing. And we'll just close this line up. All right, so now we've got roughly laid out the half of the shape. You can kind of see that there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our axis line, which we're just going to basically just draw a line right down the center here. All right. So the final thing we're going to do is finish the revolving.